Have you ever met someone new? They're charming, confident, and they just seem to say all the right things. Within minutes, you feel like you can trust them completely. But then, weeks or months later, you have that sinking feeling in your stomach. You realize you were being manipulated all along. Why did your gut fail you? Here's a secret. It wasn't your gut. It was your brain's built-in shortcuts, these little mental cheats called cognitive biases. We all have them, and they're designed to save us mental energy. But when it comes to people, these shortcuts can lead us straight into trouble. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the 3 hidden biases that make you trust the wrong people. More importantly, I'm going to give you science-backed strategies to override them so you can start making smarter decisions about who you let into your life. Ready? Let's dive in. The first cognitive trap is called the halo effect. This is a big one. It happens when you see one positive trait in a person. Maybe they're really attractive, incredibly confident, or super charismatic, and your brain automatically assumes they have other positive traits too. You think, wow, they must also be smart, honest, and kind. But think about it. That's not logic. It's just lazy thinking. Your brain is connecting dots that aren't actually there. There's a classic Harvard study that perfectly illustrates this. Students were asked to rate a guest lecturer. The lecturer delivered the exact same content to 2 different groups. The only thing that changed was his delivery. For one group, he spoke with a warm, friendly tone. For the other, he was cold and distant. The result? The students who heard the warm delivery rated him as more competent, intelligent, and likable. Same information, different feeling. The warm tone created a halo that made everything else he did seem better. Your brain uses these surface cues, like warmth or confidence, to make quick judgments and save energy. It's an efficiency mechanism, but when you're building relationships, whether it's a new friend, a romantic partner, or a business colleague, this shortcut is a minefield. You can't judge the content of a book by its glossy cover, and you can't judge a person's character by their charming smile alone. Now, let's talk about the second bias, which works hand in hand with the halo effect. It's called confirmation bias. This is your brain's tendency to stick to its initial conclusions, no matter what. You form a first impression. Let's say, this person seems really trustworthy. And from that moment on, you unconsciously start looking for evidence that confirms your belief. You notice all the nice things they do. You focus on the promises they make. And what about the red flags? The little inconsistencies, the slightly odd comments, the promises they don't keep. Your brain doesn't just ignore them, it actively explains them away. Oh, they must be having a bad day. Or, I probably just misunderstood what they meant. Your brain isn't really searching for the truth, it's searching for consistency with what it already decided is true. It hates being wrong. A powerful study from 2021, published in the Journal of Personality, found something startling. People who scored high on measures of confirmation bias were 3 times more likely to stay in toxic relationships. Why? Because they were filtering out all the warning signs. Their brain's desire to be right about their initial good impression was so strong that it kept them in a situation that was actively hurting them. It's a powerful, self-deceiving loop. The third trap is authority bias. This one is deeply wired into our evolutionary past. We are programmed to trust people in positions of power. Doctors, CEOs, professors, influencers with millions of followers. We see a title, a uniform, or a fancy degree, and we automatically assume they know what they're talking about. We defer to their judgment, often without question. Why do we do this? For our ancestors, following the leader of the tribe was a matter of survival. If you didn't, you could be cast out and left behind. So, our brains learned a simple rule: follow the leader. But in today's world, that rule is outdated and often dangerous. Titles can be bought. Credentials can be faked. A confident expert on the internet might have no real expertise at all. But our ancient brain wiring doesn't know that. It still sees the symbol of authority and whispers, "Obey." This is how so many people fall for scams or follow terrible advice, simply because it came from a source that looked official. So, you've got the halo effect making you starry-eyed, confirmation bias keeping you in denial, and authority bias making you follow blindly. It sounds like a recipe for disaster, but don't worry, you are not powerless. You can fight back against your brain's own lazy habits. Here are 3 practical, scientifically proven strategies to protect yourself. Strategy number 1, delay your judgment. It's that simple. Cognitive biases thrive on speed. They are all about making snap decisions. So, your best defense is to slow down. Don't decide if someone is trustworthy in the first 10 minutes or even the first day. Give it time. A good rule of thumb is to wait for at least 3 separate interactions before you start forming a solid opinion. Over those 3 interactions, you get to see them in different contexts. Is their behavior consistent? Wisdom needs time to grow. Bias just needs a single moment. Strategy number 2 is to actively seek disconfirming evidence. This feels unnatural, but it's incredibly effective. Instead of just looking for reasons why you're right about someone, ask yourself this powerful question. What evidence would prove I am wrong about this person? Then, actually, go look for it. Are they ever late? Do they talk over people? Do they avoid answering direct questions? This technique is called cognitive inoculation, and research from Yale has shown it can reduce your risk of being manipulated by an incredible 52%. You're essentially vaccinating your mind against deception. Finally, strategy number 3. Watch behavior, not words. This might be the most important rule of all. Words are cheap. Charisma is a performance. Anyone can say the right things. But character is revealed through actions over time. Real, consistent behavior is where the truth lies. Ask yourself, does this person follow through on their promises? Do they respect my boundaries when I set them? Do they take accountability when they make a mistake? Or do they blame others? Actions don't lie. Words often do. Trust the patterns you see, not the stories you hear. Let me share a quick real-life example. Mark, a startup founder, was hiring a new executive. He met a candidate who was a rock star, incredibly charming, confident, with a resume from all the top companies. Mark was sold. He felt the halo effect big time. He hired the guy on the spot. But within 2 months, the rock star was taking credit for other people's work, missing crucial deadlines, and creating a toxic team environment. Mark's mistake? He trusted the halo, the charm and the fancy resume, and not the actual track record. After this disaster, Mark learned about these biases and created a new rule for his company. No hire without 3 verified references that we speak to directly and at least 1 observed team interaction. He wanted to see how they behaved, not just hear how great they were. The result? His hiring accuracy jumped by over 70%. He started hiring for character and consistency, not just charisma. Look, your brain is always going to try to use these shortcuts. It's what it's built to do. But knowledge is power. Now you know where the psychological traps are hidden. You know to watch out for the halo effect, to fight your confirmation bias, and to question authority. By consciously applying these strategies, delaying judgment, seeking disconfirming evidence, and prioritizing behavior over words, you can navigate the world with more wisdom. And that's the crucial first step to trusting wisely, not blindly. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more science-backed mind hacks. We post a new video every weekday. I hope to see you tomorrow.